You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Welcome back to the Angry Marks Podcast Network here at AngryMarks.com, your number one source for pro wrestling and mixed martial arts news and information. I am Rohan Unruh with your NXT report for November 14th, 2018. This is the go-home show for NXT War Games, which is happening this coming Saturday on the WWE Network. We'll go through this episode of NXT, and then I'll give some quick predictions at the end. We have opening the show, Bianca Belair taking on Mia Yim. This is brought up from from last week's confrontation, where Mia said that she was something like the head baddie in charge or something lame like that. So hopefully this match is a lot better than her promo. Mia is stepping up her competition, taking on the undefeated Bianca Belair. So Bianca pie faces Mia early. Mia takes down Bianca with a side headlock. Mia then hits 4 straight drop kicks, just boom, 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 before she gets thrown to the outside. Bianca takes advantage on her as she rolls back into the ring. Announcers make the point that Bianca is undefeated and should be next in line for a women's and NXT world title shot. So Bianca is so cocky, and at one point it appears that she's fixing her nails while she's just sitting on Mia's back. Mia makes a comeback with a gut-wrench suplex, but Bianca hits a spine buster off the ropes for a near fall. Mia hits the cannonball in the corner. She went for her, I don't know what she calls it, but it's eat defeat. But Bianca nails her with a stiff forearm and hits the KOD for the pin at 8 minutes and 6 seconds and remains undefeated. Now, I know Mia Yim has a cult following, much like Leva Bates, Blue Pants, had a couple of years ago. And I know this is only Mia's second appearance on TV, but I hope they can elevate her past the Dakota Kai, Deonna Purrazzo level. Not to say that those two aren't incredibly talented, but they are certainly positioned at a certain level which doesn't exactly lend them to elevation. Bianca is fast becoming a favorite with this Full Sail crowd and could easily be positioned as a babyface should she challenge for the women's title, depending on the outcome of the TakeOver title match. We cut back to the babyface War Games team. They're just jibber-jabbering in the back. They're trying to figure out who will take on Kyle O'Reilly tonight. The main event is going to be one member of Undisputed Era versus the babyface War Games team of Ricochet, War Raiders, and Pete Dunne. Whoever wins that match tonight will get the team advantage at War Games. So Ricochet and Dunne are arguing back and forth over who gets to start the match. Ray-Ro just screams, "Enough!" like parents trying to break up a sibling fight. Hanson just declares, "I'm doing it." And he walks away, and Ricochet and Dunne say, "Okay, well, big man has spoken, right?" We get a video recap of the Johnny Gargano-Aleister Black feud. This is... I don't know who does these video packages. I don't know if it's the same production team that does them on the main roster, but these video previews are absolutely incredible, and it just really makes me want to see this match. This one, along with, later on we would see one with Velveteen Dream and Tommaso Ciampa. Absolutely incredible production work on these video packages. Matt Riddle is being interviewed by Kathy Kelly. He says he made his debut, but he said he made his debut. That's exactly how he said it. And NXT isn't ready for the bro. So Cassius Ohno comes in showing Riddle how to do a promo, saying that Riddle hasn't answered his challenge. When Ohno came back to NXT, he challenged for the NXT Championship. He fought Nakamura. He fought Bobby Roode. So Riddle finally challenges Ohno for a TV match next week. So I sure hope Riddle does better on promos than this, because this delivery was absolutely terrible. And it should be a decent match. They've been doing this match on the house show loop for a few weeks, and I guess they're ready to bring it to TV. Squash match time. Lacey Evans taking on Carissa Rivera. Carissa is an absolutely adorable young lady, and I guess she is a second-generation star. Her father was Steve King. Lacey makes her entrance, and she gives her hat to a guy in the front row with a little girl on his shoulders. I'm assuming that's her family, because I know that she has a daughter. Lacey takes Carissa down early. She does some push-ups on her back. Carissa hits some chops and a dropkick for a 1 count. Lacey discovers that she may have broken a nail, so this gets her upset. She freaks out. She hits the women's rights, gets the quick win at 1 minute and 50 seconds. Not much of a match here. Post-match promo, she said that NXT is full of a bunch of classless nasties. Who talks like that? I will teach them some manners, blah, blah, blah. I'll hit the women's right, yada, yada. This match didn't do anything. It was just some fillers, so we didn't have to see another video recap package, I guess. We're already at the main event. Hanson and Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly hits some stick and move strikes early before Hanson fires a shoulder block, launching Kyle to the floor and overpowers him early, nailing O'Reilly with some clotheslines in the corner. O'Reilly came back with some hard kicks to the left knee. That's the same knee that Bobby Fish hit with the steel chair a couple of weeks ago. O'Reilly spends the next 3 to 4 minutes working over the knee with leg bars and, things of that nature. Hanson breaks the hold with a really hard kick to O'Reilly's face. Hanson launches O'Reilly with a backdrop and a sidewalk slam, but he's still selling the leg. Hanson hits a power slam for 2. Hanson gives O'Reilly a push kick. He falls out of the ring, and he follows up with a big suicide dive to the outside. There's a big running Bronco Buster in the corner. Hanson goes to the second rope on the inside. At this point, Adam Cole comes running out, and he shakes his finger, and he forbids Hanson to do any moves off the ropes. He says, No, you're not going to do it. Don't you dare. You need to stop right now. So Hanson ascends to the top rope, and he tries a moonsault. Days have passed, so of course O'Reilly gets out of the way. O'Reilly hits a penalty kick for a dramatic close near fall, and then transitions into an ankle lock, but Hanson makes the ropes. Adam Cole hits a kick to Hanson's head behind the ref's back. Ray Rowe then comes out and takes out Cole. Hanson hits a big clothesline, and both guys are down. Meanwhile, Rowe sends Adam Cole into the steps, which brings out the rest of Undisputed Era. They start beating on Rowe. This brings out Pete Dunne. He gets a brief advantage before he gets outnumbered. Ricochet comes into the ring from the opposite side and dives over the top rope onto the pile. And in this melee, while the ref is distracted, O'Reilly clobbers Hanson in the back of the head with the tag team title belt and gets the win in just under 12 minutes. And therefore, the Undisputed Era get the advantage in the War Games match. It was a decent go-home show designed to sell the War Games match. I'm assumed that they would give Undisputed Era the advantage in that match since everybody, except Vince Russo, knows how to book War Games matches. I think they told a good story with the possible injured leg of both Pete Dunne and Hanson, so hopefully that can play into the match. I would have liked to see a Ciampa promo in the place of the Lacey Evans match. After being laid out last week in Velveteen Dream Standing Tall, I was hoping for a Ciampa retort, and I thought it was good that Gargano and Black were not on this show outside of the video recaps. Those two don't need to be touching until their match. So there's only 4 matches announced for TakeOver, so it should be a nice, easy watch. Hopefully they can keep it, at or around 2 hours. They will usually add some stuff at the last minute. So NXT is shooting their TV tapings tomorrow night, so it'll be Thursday the 16th. So by the time you hear this, we'll have probably the next 3 or 4 weeks of television laid out for us. So just quickly running down the card, I'll make some quick predictions. In the NXT title match, Tommaso Ciampa versus Velveteen Dream, I don't expect Dream to win. I think Ciampa is obviously the favorite on that one. NXT Women's title, Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane, 2 out of 3 falls. At Evolution, I predicted that Kairi was going to beat Baszler and then get called up, but then with the introduction of Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir, I'm assuming that Baszler will hold on to the title with help from them, and that'll prolong this angle. Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano. I'm going to go out on a limb here with a wild prediction saying that I think Black is going to win, but I predict that it's going to be because of outside interference backfiring on behalf of Gargano, possibly from Ciampa. And in the War Games match, Undisputed Era versus Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and the War Raiders. Undisputed Era won last year. I think they're also going to win this year. So they could play up that there's dysfunction on the babyface side because Dunne doesn't get along with Ricochet, what have you. So that's going to be it, everybody. Tune in on the WWE Network and watch War Games. Don't watch Survivor Series. It's, I don't know. NXT has a history of being much better than the main roster shows. I can't think of a last pay-per-view weekend where NXT didn't outshine the main roster, and I think that's going to be the same here. So we will talk to you again later on. Thanks very much for listening, and have a great night.
You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.